So how does it feel, man? Like, you know, for so many years, you're like the voice of Fox. Like you, Troy, you know, obviously got to know you guys through working with my pops and that sort of thing. Just good people in a family. And, you know, like the business is the business. You get great opportunities. You wake up one day, you're playing for a different team. Is there an adjustment period? Is it fucking weird? Or are you just all 100% excited and jacked up for this opportunity? Because me as a fan, I'm excited because I like y'all's team. I like y'all's booth. And every Monday night, I'm going to get to watch you guys not only succeed, but I'm going to enjoy the game more, I think. So nothing against anybody that was, but I just really like those two guys. So how did you feel? Did it take some getting used to calling yourself like ESPN's Joe Buck?
I mean, it is weird. I'm not going to lie, because I've been on Earth for 53 years, and 27 of them have been at Fox. So over half my life I've been there, and I started there when I was 24. It's when I auditioned, and I've, you know, been there. I've grown up there.
Yeah.
And with regard to your dad and Terry and Jimmy and everybody, I mean, they're great friends of mine, and producers and directors and all the relationships you make. That's the part that I'm going to miss, because it's all about the people. You know, it's not really about the network, but it is exciting to start over and to get kind of the creative juices flowing again and make new friendships and see how much I can grow and see if I can get where I can get better and to do this on Monday night. So for as weird as it is, it's that plus exciting. And I mean, it was the right time to make a move and to get to do it with Troy, where we don't get split up. You know, I've been doing this long enough that I want a known quantity next to me. And that's him. We've been together for 20 years, and, you know, now this will be 21. And to be able to do it with my good friend is exciting to me. And, you know, our good friend, David Hill, he was one of the, you know, he's the guy that built Fox Sports. And when I talked to him, when I was making this decision to leave, he said, you got to go. It's time. It's been too long. And you got to change is good. And you're going to be nervous before your first broadcast, and that's good. And it leads to different things. And that kind of sealed the deal for me. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to miss people, but, you know, they're just a text or phone call away.
Yeah, man. And I wonder how different the job is. Is it different at all? Is it just, hey, like I know you get to know your production crew. I know you get to know the people behind the scenes that people at home don't get to know. And like there might be an adjustment period as you learn how people work there, the way that show is produced, and maybe some of the more the minutia kind of stuff that we as fans don't think about. Are there differences, or is it just, hey, the game's on Monday night?
Yeah, I think it's that. I think the one thing that Troy and I have to avoid is trying to be different than we've been. I mean, they hired us based on what we've done and who we are and how we relate to each other and the way we see a game. I can tell you that, you know, ESPN coming there, I know we're in the honeymoon phase. I'm not dumb. I mean, that stuff wears off after a while. But they're like, however you guys have always done the game, that's the way we want you to do the game. Whether it's with regard to meetings versus conference calls, or when you guys show up, or, you know, how you like things, the booth set up, or however you want it, we're going to do it your way. And, you know, that's to their credit. It wasn't like, hey, well, you're at ESPN now, man, you got to figure out how we do it.
Yeah.
It was more like, how can we make this what you guys have always done? So we met with our producer and director in St. Louis a couple of weeks ago. They're great dudes. The producer, Phil Dean, is a special guy. You can tell already. Jimmy Platt's our director. I can't wait to go to work. And that's why I did the PGA Megacast. I was supposed to go on a golf trip, and they asked me to do it, and guilt took over. I was like, they're paying me. I'm not doing anything. It's time to go to work. And I wanted to be on camera with ESPN in front of my face, and it went well, and I'm glad for that.
You talk about Brady, like you've been asked about Brady probably 1,000 times already. I got a question for you. Tom Brady, and I brought this up initially when he got the job. Can you imagine him and Belichick in a production meeting together?
Yeah, that would be odd. That would be odd. You know, first of all, you played with him. I covered him.
Yeah.
I would never bet against the guy in anything. Yeah. In anything. I mean, you know he's going to work. You know he's going to give it everything he's got.
Except when they played the Saints last year, I shouldn't have bet them money line for a car.
Yeah,
that was a problem.
Yeah, I don't know why the Saints have the Bucs number, but they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would, Troy's talked about it a lot, and so I'm kind of stealing his line here. But knowing football is down the list of what you need to be and do when you're calling a game.
Right.
It's a different thing. You have to make a point in a short amount of time. You have to see the game differently. You have to be, almost proactive, and you have to kind of grab it and go. And so, that's the transition that I'm excited to see for Tom Brady. If it takes 5 minutes or if it takes 5 years, nobody knows. Nobody's ever seen him or heard him do a game. But like I said at the top, I would never bet against that guy. So it'll be exciting when he gets into the booth, provided he takes that step. And, if he does, I think Fox made a hell of a hire after we, left and went to another network.
Also, the security that Fox got skipping the line to have him. I mean, like, who knows? They don't have to deal with the rest of the market. He could play another 3-4 years, right? So, yeah. I mean, it's exciting for Fox. You just sit there and watch this guy and know that he's going to be sitting in the chair with us. And yeah, it sounds like a lot of money now, and who knows what the money actually is, but that market could change like drastically in the next 2 years, and it doesn't look as fucking crazy. It's a lot of money no matter what, but
it's a lot of money, and there's only one him. And exactly, and I think that's kind of what he's getting paid for in this ambassadorship or whatever it is. It'll be interesting to see how all that takes shape. But I guess that's what it took to get him to commit to, again, if he does games, he will do them there. But if he plays 3 or 4 more years, who knows? At the end of that, he may go, you know what? I'm tired. I want to take a year. I'm going to travel with my family. And who knows when that day finally comes, but when it does, I'll be right in front of my TV watching like everybody else to see how he does, because it'll be exciting.
A little more football here, and this could be some bad news for you. And it's tough for us all to hear that the Washington Commanders might be building a new stadium, that beautiful field at FedEx Field, that Palace in Landover. I love is when somebody says we're live from Landover. I feel like it's fucked up. That stadium is fucked up. There's piss coming out of the pipes on fans, and there's all types of things going on at that stadium. Do you have, without shitting on that field, might be too soon.
I didn't even know that was the case. I'll take your word for it.
Well, you're up there in your ivory tower up there with coffee and spearmint in a wicker basket and snacks and famous Amos cookies and shit. But no, everybody else is slumming it. What's the worst stadium to call a football game at? Can you tell me if it matters, if it's a new stadium, if it's an old stadium? Are they all kind of the same for you calling a game, or do you have stadiums you like more than others?
I mean, they're all pretty much the same. What I hope for in a stadium or in a booth is kind of along the lines of what I want in a hotel room. I want it to get cold, and I want it to be dark, and I want it to have decent pillows. That's it. I don't care. I don't care where it is. I don't care what the room service menu looks like. I don't care. I just want it to be dark, and I want to be able to get sleep. And for me, in a stadium, these stadiums are all so nice now that they all kind of blend together. But the part that I'm talking about is I want a bathroom at least near the booth.
Right.
Because I've been caught, like I think it's Cleveland or Cincinnati, where you have to do about a 300-yard sprint to get to the bathroom and back in 2.5 minutes. And it's a tall order for me in a suit. I look like OJ jumping over suitcases, renting a car from Hertz.
This is the pre that stuff OJ, if you remember. And that Lamar Jackson had to do the same shuffle to the bathroom in Cleveland. So the same problem for the players as well.
Yeah, that's all I care about. Like if I can get to the bathroom and I can get back to the front of the booth and I can see the field, I really don't care.
Listen to the full podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. Wherever you want to get the podcast, you can get the podcast. Pretty simple. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Podcasts get pretty wild. This is real tame.